I seldom talk about gay tribes publicly because the terms and descriptions can feel a bit seedy. But alas, I have some thoughts to share, and I shouldn't perpetuate shame behind these topics anyway. So first off, what exactly is a gay tribe? According to an article I was reading, it's a social grouping of gay men based solely on their key physical characteristics. A few common ones are Twinks, jocks, and daddies. And then there are tribes defined by size and level of hairiness, such as bears, wolves, cubs, and otters. Yes, I'm still talking about humans. But I won't get into the nitty-gritty definitions today because the question I'd like to explore in this video is why gay men tend to group themselves into tribes to begin with. Exhibit A, boyfriend twins. This article defines boyfriend twins as two gay men in a relationship who, if not completely indistinguishable from one another, look at least so similar that they wouldn't seem out of place at the same family reunion. Basically, it's a well-studied concept of people dating those who look like themselves, which is already quite common among straight people, but more head-turning for gay couples because there isn't the stark difference in gender. Dating people who look like us, or simply hanging around people who look like us, is a byproduct of a natural human affinity for familiarity, and people tend to trust people who look more like themselves. But is there any true logic behind this? Is someone who looks like you actually more trustworthy? Is the experience actually more enjoyable and preferable? Perhaps to some degree, yes. If you'll indulge me for a minute, there's a small bit of truth in stereotypes. Gay guys in the same tribe may have some basic common interests and traits specific to their tribe that they can relate to. Daddies, for example, tend to be more mature and dominant. Jocks likely spend more time at the gym. But of course, not all stereotypes are true. Aside from inherent traits that those in the tribes may have in common, they may also have shared experiences in how others treat and perceive them. For example, jocks may sometimes be admired for their physique, but perceived to be less intelligent, and tweaks can be perceived to be more feisty, but also more frail. Having been treated by the world in a similar way may induce an opportunity for bonding. But again, this is generalizing, and not every gay person can or should be categorized into a tribe. These are just some of my thoughts as to why there is such a strong proclivity for gay men to gravitate towards a similar looking group, and for tribes to exist in the first place. For me, I definitely find myself hanging out more with East Asian guys who are physically slimmer. Sure, it feels comfortable, but I think they also tend to be more interested in befriending me too, simply because we look similar. At the same time, I've talked to and gone on dates with guys who look very different from me. But it just tends to be the case that the connections that lasted are with people of, well, my tribe. But what do you think? Do you agree with the ideas that I talked about? Do you personally see or experience this subculture of gay tribalism? In what ways is it good or bad? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And lastly, it would mean so much to me if you would like this video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.